All right, we're doing a review on Punisher Warzone, starring Ray Stevens, this time as Punisher. And Ray Stevens more accurately looks like Punisher, much more so than Thomas Jane. He runs around in the, he's got the vest on, all the gear. He's just fully geared out, man. He's equipped with everything he needs, and he's ready to go almost at all times. So this movie's got a bad rep. I mean, I've seen so many bad reviews on it. Nobody seems to really enjoy this one, but I mean, it does. It is cheesy at some points, and it is way over the top at other points, and I'll point those out. But for the most part, this is the most accurate you get. This is comic book Punisher. I mean, John Bernthal, he does a good job on Punisher. You really feel the emotion and intensity and the pain he's in and the rage. That that Punisher is my favorite Punisher. And most people are either it's either John Bernthal for them or Thomas Jane. But Ray Stevens, he is he is second. He is in second place as Punisher for me because this film is exactly what a Punisher film should be, racking up the body count, tons of brutality, just a Punisher who is relentless about taking all these criminals out. This is comic book Punisher, man. And some people will complain about the over the top Jigsaw and his brother, how they're just over the top, like they're exactly what they should be. They're just madmen, psychopaths, running around, being crazy. And Ray Stevens here, man, he just he conveys so much emotion, like with so little. He doesn't have a lot of lines, and he doesn't like it doesn't show a lot on the death of his family. It gives you little brief like flashes of that or moments of that, but the emotion he conveys through just. I remember when the little girl. There's a moment in this movie where a little girl's holding his daughter's like snow globe, and it's of the Ferris wheel and all that, and they're talking about his daughter and just in his face, in his eyes, what he expresses, and when he's at his family's gravestone, their tombstone, he almost breaks down for a moment. Like he does a really amazing job, man, and he's just such a cold-hearted killer that is on the spot, on point. Thomas Jane, he wasn't like on point a lot. He got his ass handed to him a little bit, and but here this Punisher is so skilled, and he's been at it for like 5 years. Man, I really enjoyed it. The the violence, yeah, it's a lot of over the top violence, very ultra violence, but that's what it should be. And him killing tons of people, that's what it should be. This is textbook comic book Punisher right here, man. So the plot itself, pretty much, Frank goes to wipe out this mob family. Uh, One surviving member of that family kind of gets away with his crew, and Frank goes to go after him. He accidentally kills an FBI agent, an undercover FBI agent, which leads to him feeling guilt and questioning his role as the Punisher because he's supposed to punish the guilty, not the innocent. And this has this is, you can tell is eating them up inside. That's even expressed through another character, their version of Micro, which isn't too bad actually, even though it's played by like Newman. Their version of Micro isn't too bad. I like the way he outfits Punisher with all this weapons and gear, and there's a certain point in the movie where he's like, "This is why I support you, Frank. Don't walk away from it." And You know, he does such a good job, man. Everything in here, for the most part, is very, very good. Even the way, like, Jigsaw becomes Jigsaw, gets all caught up. He gets trapped in this thing, all this broken glass. It just grinds him up. And his reaction to seeing his this one dude's reaction to seeing his face, he just pukes all over the ground. The other dude like takes him out of the room. He's like, "What the hell is wrong with you, man? You know he's sensitive about his looks because Billy Russo, he's he's all about his looks before his face gets all messed up and grinded up, cut up, and just horribly disfigured. He keeps checking himself out in mirrors and stuff. They did such a great job with that, man. They did such a great job bringing the Jigsaw character to life. And even the opening credits, it feels like very comic bookish. So you got a lot of action scene too. I'll point out the couple of things I had a problem with is which Punisher punching his fist through somebody's face. That was a little bit too unbelievable for me. Uh, Another thing is when he busts open a door and finds this like fat guy trying to hide. He just he explodes his head with a bullet. That's one thing that I didn't really like. That was way over the top. Just like the punching through the face. And there were a couple other moments like that in there. I didn't like him hanging from the chandelier, swinging around, spraying bullets as like endless bad guys spawn through the same doorways that other bad guys just got gunned down coming through. It's like, why would you guys run in there? Why would you guys keep running through those doors? Obviously, you got to be aware that those guys are dying. Uh, but for the most part, and the way the cops interact with Frank on here, most of them let him go. Most of them know exactly who he is, and they just don't care because he's taking out so many scumbags from the street. They give him tips, and when they run into him, one cop throws him his keys and tells him that hey, they're getting away, and they have this whole case file set up downstairs. This is like this Punisher task force that nobody takes serious. And they just got this one cop who isn't much of a cop down there in the basement who sort of mans that front, but he provides tips to Frank and all that. And this FBI agent comes in and joins that task force, and he's unaware that he's unaware of the situation exactly. He doesn't know that the cops are all helping out Frank and stuff any chance they run into him. But it's just so great. That is, see, and other things you always have where the cops out to get the vigilante. The cops are always out to get the vigilante and other hero things like the show Arrow or and other things like that. Cops are always out to get the vigilante, despite the fact the vigilante's actually bringing down crime, making the streets safer, and cleaning up the neighborhoods. So here I liked seeing something different where the cops are actually all on board with this guy running around out there just slaughtering these scumbags and laying them to waste and making the neighborhoods safer by doing so. So that was really enjoyable. Uh, and some of the scenes, like the Ray Stevens, he does a really good job in the scenes where, because, like I said, he's feeling guilt about killing this one FBI agent. So he interacts with their family, especially since Billy Russo, who decides he's going to call himself Jigsaw, decides to go after that FBI agent's family to try to find his missing money. But the interactions between Frank and Julie Benz plays the mom, and I'm not sure the actress's name that plays the little girl, but the scenes with him interacting with that family, like, has so much sympathy and stuff for them. And Julie Benz does a great job in here. Like, she pulls out a gun on Punisher when she first encounters him, and It's like, I will blow your head off. Like, get away from my daughter. Man, I thought the acting was pretty good all around. Like the FBI agents that's friends with Julia Ben's character, his acting too. I don't know the actor's name, but I thought his acting performances were pretty strong. There's a moment where Jigsaw, his crazy brother, and the other two are in the house and they have her and her daughter captive, and he's trashing her house looking for the money. And Jigsaw and his brother go upstairs, and at least the other two guys to manage them. But Punisher and the FBI agent gets caught. He gets held hostage with them, but Punisher comes in there, and that's when he punches that one dude through the face that allows the FBI agent to disarm that other dude, and the guy says that he's gonna call him back up and they're gonna arrest him. But Frank immediately just blows that dude's head off, and the FBI agent yells at him, "God damn it, Frank!" Like it was so hilarious, man. It was so hilarious. This is exactly the type of Punisher you gotta see on screen. The type that just murders bad guys without a second thought to it. Uh, without a second thought there. That man, that's the kind of hopefully season 2 of the Punisher TV show is like that, where he's just going around murdering guys. Because that's how the Punisher needs to be, man. It doesn't need to be sensitive about the violence or anything. If some people have a problem with it, that's their problem. You're watching Punisher. You shouldn't be sensitive to violence if you're watching Punisher, man. Don't tune in for something you're too sensitive for just to complain about it. That's ridiculous. This Punisher here, though, all the way through, man. I mean, the acting's strong. I mean, Jigsaw comes off cheesy and over the top, and a lot of the stuff the bad guys do. But Ray Stevens himself, he 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 gives a great performance, man. He is much better than Thomas Jane as Punisher. That Thomas Jane movie, it was really PG-13, too clean. This here, it was comic book Punisher. It was comic book Punisher. This one was a great movie. I give it an 8 out of 10. I had a few problems with it. I didn't like what happens with Micro. I didn't like that. Uh, and some of the things were just a bit too over the top for me, too unbelievable, like him punching that one dude through the face, him hanging from the chandelier was cheesy, and blowing that dude's head off, like where it exploded, that was too cheesy for me. And a couple things in there were there's a couple other things in there, but for the most part, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was strong. I thought it was a damn good representation of Punisher, and it's much better than, in my opinion, it's much better than the Thomas Jane film. Now, I really enjoyed that little one-shot short with Thomas Jane as Punisher. I really enjoyed that, and I felt that's how it should have been in the film, in the one with Thomas Jane in it. But here you get the body count, the violence, the accurate accurate Punisher look, the outfit, the armory. You get Micro, and you get a villain like Jigsaw, and you get Punisher just mowing down tons and tons of guys. And there's some pretty comical things in here that are pretty funny, that are worth seeing. It's a really great film, really strong. I recommend you at least give it a try, give it a watch. And if you've seen it once before and it was a long time ago, give it another chance. I guarantee you, if you watch this back to back with the Thomas Jane one, you're gonna find that this is the more accurate Punisher, because the Thomas Jane one is a little bit more of a suburban style of Punisher in comparison to what we got on Netflix and what we got in this. So 8 out of 10 for me. Like, subscribe, comment. Uh, check out my GoFundMe link or my PayPal link if you want to support my channel. I'm not monetized. Those are ways you can support me. Anything helps. Anything's appreciated. Thanks for viewing, though, most importantly. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this. Stay awesome and rock on.